basement, me, my pen and my pad. Started thinking about things I never had. Was broke as a joke, ain't never laughed.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Philly Talk with PA. Always keep it a stack. Always keep it a buck. Um, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. Eagles, we got Goddard, we got AJ Brown. We're gonna talk about that. Sixers. It's hard to find words for the 76ers, but we're gonna get through this. I want to start this. We're gonna talk about. Let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the 76ers. So, my guy Joel Moran, you guys probably know is like the Jets, then Seahawks, then Packers, then Seahawks, then back to Packers fan, or now back to a Jets fan. This dude can't stick to a team. Great. So, thinking about how in recent years the 76ers front office had these players: Jared McCain, Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed. At the time they moved on from each one of these players, it was way too soon and unwarranted. They had the perfect role players in house and just let them go. They just let them go for nothing. Philadelphia 70s, like everybody wants to praise Daryl Morey for like the Houston teams he put together. Bro, they didn't work. CP3, PJ Tucker, James Harden, Clint Capella. Didn't work. Daryl Morey, it might be time for a change. You gave away Isaiah Joe for nothing. You know, he becomes an NBA champion and a key, like the best 3-point shooter on the team. You give away Jared McCain. Now he's averaging, albeit like Shea hasn't, been present, but he's been playing a lot in crunch time and showing that like he can actually do it if you give him a chance and you actually believe in him, which Nick Nurse did not. And Paul Reed has been holding down the ship for Detroit when Jalen Duren's been out and has been a very key contributor. And we're looking at, what Nick Nurse has gotten in return. Quentin Grimes, who scored 5 points in pretty much 30 minutes the other night. For Paul Reed, you've replaced him with a guy in Andre Drummond that you refuse to play, and then when you do play him, he gets outworked by Neemias Queta. And then with Jared McCain, you effectively got nothing. You got Patrick Baldwin. That was your big time free agency move. I'm done. I'm disgusted. Daryl Morey, get out of my city. Nick Nurse, your days are numbered as well. It's just really frustrating because Nick Nurse is now slowly turning Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe into Derrick Rose. What I mean by that is that they're playing them into the ground every night. So even a guy like Maxey, his stamina by the time the playoffs come is going to get tested. And that means, it would be great to have a guy that can score off the bench. But no, you traded that guy to OKC for, some warm lemonade, some half-eaten Doritos. That's what you did, Daryl Morey. That's what you did, Nick Nurse. Josh Epstein Files Harris, sell the team. You're bad luck. You were probably eating kids with them. Dude, just get off my team. I know I'm going off stage silently, but I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I just, it's tough. We don't like the Boston Celtics, but when we're looking at me personally, I love Jaylen Brown on and off the court, what he's doing. When we look at Jaylen Brown, when we look at, Brad Stevens in the front office and how they're right now have 10-day, is Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, and a bunch of 10-day contract players. And that team is like third in the Eastern Conference right now. Bro, Neemias Queta? First, Neemias Queta had 27 and 17 against us. Victor Wembanyama is going to have 100 points. Like if Embiid doesn't play against the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama might have 50 points at halftime. I I don't understand. I don't know what to I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. Sixers just you gotta you got a guy who's in some files running the team. Your general manager trades away really good role players and tries to go for the big splash and has failed pretty much every single time since he's been here. Your head coach doesn't trust in the role players, which leads to them getting traded away. And then when they get traded away, they become great key contributors on other teams who actually know how to use role players. Shout out Mark Daigneault because he actually knows how to use Jared McCain. But the 76ers second round exit is looking like that's what it's going to be. If we get Cleveland in the playoffs, I'm actually very confident because we know James Harden disappears, and then we know that Donovan Mitchell is just going to play hero ball and not get anyone else involved. So you get Cleveland, you maybe get Orlando or somebody. You might get past the first round, but then after that, because this is not 2001 where you only need Allen Iverson to step up and he can take you to the NBA Finals. Yeah, I know you don't want to believe it, but Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe are not enough. Joel Embiid, the man got hurt celebrating. Like, best ability is availability, and when the best player gets hurt during a simple celebration, like there's just nothing left to say. So for Sixers, probably gonna be more of a second round exit because they just can't get out of their own way. Head coach, general manager, owner. Like, and for people that were like actually believing in Josh Harris, just look at Josh Harris with the Commanders. This man got lucky for one season, decided to make zero improvements around his best player, and they proceeded to go back to 4-13 the following season. Just like people tell you who they are, and you continue to accept them is beyond me. But that's enough depressing talk. We're gonna move on to a team that actually has hope, has a future. First off, my mom just told me apparently, um, granddad he was at cousin's game, football game, Jersey, and he was sitting next to this guy, and just I guess talking it up. He was like, "So what do you do?" And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm a football coach." He's like, "Really? Oh, what team?" He's like, "I coach it. It's in Philly." And he's like, "What's your name? Like, what's the team?" "Oh, I'm Nick." Yeah, so my grandfather met the one and only Nick Sirianni. I had a teacher from high school who met Nick Sirianni at the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni seems like a very nice, chill guy, like great family guy, like all that. It's just some of his, coaching decisions. Once again, we don't call people, "You're an idiot, you're dumb, you're this." That was a dumb decision by Nick Sirianni. That was an idiotic call by Nick Sirianni. But you don't, I know Eagles fans will admit, you don't get a job in anywhere, let alone the NFL, if you're an idiot. That doesn't happen. I mean, there are some people who are genuinely idiots. Like, how did you do this? But Nick Sirianni is not an idiot. He's not a fool. He has an idea. It's just there's times where we're all looking like, I mean, four vertical. I mean, that was Patullo, but like we can't adjust the play call. We can't audible out Nick as the head coach. The season on the line, but yeah. But shout out Nick Sirianni, man. He's he picked the place where he wants to coach, and he's doing what he needs to do. But let's talk about real. So I saw something that said the Eagles should trade AJ Brown for Mike Evans, and then they should release Dallas Goedert and sign back Zach Ertz. That is the most Washington Commanders thing I have ever heard of. Give up the better young player for an older guy that's only going to give you, with Zach Ertz, it's probably going to be 1 year. With its Mike Evans, there is an injury issue that's been happening over the last couple of seasons. Like people need to start thinking, using their brain. And I love Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz was the first, Eagle Eye. You know, Zach Ertz got me into women's soccer simply because his wife is like one of the greatest. That is a dumb decision. Releasing younger, better players for older people who are not going to give you that production for as long. Now, if Zach Ertz were to come home and we keep Goddard and you get Sadiq or Delp or one of these guys, that's cool. But just outright giving up AJ Brown and Dallas Goddard for an aging Mike Evans and Zach Ertz, that's the most Washington Commanders thing to do. And we're the Philadelphia Eagles. We don't do retirement homes over here. We put the best players available on the field. But that's what is that. Howie Roseman is not going to trade AJ Brown. Like the man, he's kind of he's trolling. The way he's talking, he's trolling in the most professional way possible. Yeah, well, I'm thinking about it, but like my asking price is really high, so I probably won't. But if I do, be really high, but like I'm probably not going to. But like if I do, I'm not, that's what he's been saying for the past like month. There's very few teams that are gonna give up a first round pick and a player, or two first round picks and a second round pick and like like you would have to be, and if you're getting an equally, first off, players that are equally comparable to AJ Brown, that and equally comparable to AJ Brown, players that are equally comparable to AJ Brown's asking, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, JSN, like Malik Neighbors, like Mike, like you see where I'm going. And do any of those teams at the moment plan on giving any of those players up? No. Buffalo Bills don't have anyone comparable to AJ Brown. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we're not doing the Mike Evans thing. You want to give up Emeka Ibuka? Hey, like we're doing that, but once again, the Buccaneers are smart. They're not doing that. They're not giving up a 23-year-old for a guy that's 28. Like they're not doing that, and it's okay. But yeah, so the asking price, there's gonna be very few teams that are even in the running, and then once you're in the running, like you're trying to not even give up. The Cincinnati Bengals not trading Jamar Chase for AJ Brown. The Minnesota Vikings, like there's talk like, oh, Jez is not happy, he wants a new change. Justin Jefferson has never actually once said, just like AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson has actually never said, I don't want to be here. So until that actually happens, Justin Jefferson is going to stay in Minnesota. And that's really the biggest, thing that could actually happen. So AJ Brown's not going anywhere. Y'all, I mean, like how he just saying the right things, but he's not actually gonna do that. He's not actually gonna entertain that. It's I don't know what to I don't know what to say sometimes. Certain reporters. Whoa. Okay, we already talked about them, but saw something crazy on Twitter. Um, Shout out Andre Drummond's 3-point shot. Bro shoots better than Cade Cunningham. But the Eagles. I really think if you want to get a new tight end, go to the draft. Go to the draft. Oscar Delp. If you really feel that high on Sadiq, get Sadiq. Me personally, I think you should go O-line or corner. Avion Terrell, Keontae Scott, Caden Proctor. You get one of those guys. But if you get Sadiq, okay. If you get Delp, if you get another one of these tight ends, real last point, it might be coming to an end with Dallas Goedert. Might be coming to an end with Nakobe Dean. that happens. Because Nakobe Dean, especially, is one of my favorite players to watch since college. Um, like, I don't think people realize how much he's helped Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, other guys on deep, Nolan Smith, like other guys on defense. Like his presence. Like Zybon is great. Zybon's amazing. When Nakobe Dean is on the field, there's a different level. There's a different energy, leadership. He's got the green dot, and to lose a guy like that, as long as he doesn't go to the Cowboys, I'm cool. But Nakobe, just thank you, for all you've done, the team. As you say, helping out those other guys, because you were in the league first, so helping out those other guys, especially Jordan Davis, getting him right. Greatly appreciate it, man. One of the first friends of the show, Nakobe Dean, um, you know, inspired me. Philly talk. Um, just great all around guy on and off the field. So Nakobe, if this is it for you, man, we appreciate it. Dallas Goedert, this is it for you. You cemented yourself one of the top Eagles tight ends of all time. You got Zach Ertz, got Brent Selleck, got Dallas Goedert. This is actually, I just want to read this. Some players with a worse 3-point percentage than Andre Drummond. So Andre Drummond is shooting 37% from three. Players that are shooting worse: Donovan Mitchell, Cat, Harden, Luka, JB, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham. Uh, yeah. But of course, Nick Nurse doesn't want to play him because Nick Nurse. I don't know what to say about Nick Nurse. I don't know what to say about Josh Epstein, Files Harris. I don't know what to say about Daryl Morey. All I know is that as long as I have Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, I will continue to be a fan. If one of those players is ever come back to this moment, if one of those players is ever traded from the team, I will boycott the Philadelphia 76ers until further notice, because that would just be the ultimate. If Tyrese Maxey or VJ Edgecombe is traded or leaves before Joel Embiid, just know. Just know it's not going to be great. It's really not going to be great. The city's probably going to burn. I'll be there. I'll have my personal torch. But hey. As fans, there's not really much you can do. Eagles, but we'll have more. We'll talk because Combine just happened and guys are going crazy. All the OSU dudes went crazy. Michigan guys. I think Rayshon did okay. Rayshon Benny. Jay-Sean crashed out Barham. All he did was pull his hamstring during the 40. But more can you expect? And I mean, that was low key. I mean, I didn't see what's his name, Derek Moore. I don't even know if he was invited to the combine. But Michigan guys, hope they do well. Hope everybody does well. Hope everybody gets drafted where they need to go. Right situations. Hope the Eagles once again get that O-line or corner, preferably first round, and then we'll go from there. And we'll do a little more in-depth analysis. But for right now, I'm just your boy, man. Just a guy, Philly Talk PA. Just trying to keep it a stack, trying to keep it a buck, man. Off season, man. Just it's a lot of waiting. It's not even really the off season because there's actually a team playing, but when the team playing is just so inconsistent, it makes the players that you love not even worth watching. It's not even much. There's not even much to say. Shout out Bowen because we're gonna suffer together at the game next week. Pistons, Sixers, we're gonna suffer together, but it's gonna be worth it. But hey, man, it's your boy Philly Talk. Always keep it a stack. Always keep it a buck. I'm out, y'all.